Okay. So now we're going to go to another aspect of why a Nazir has to grow long hair, right? Versus a regular person shouldn't grow long hair. Why Nazir could do it? Why a regular person should not do it? And also the aspect of the women, that for women long hair is good. The only thing is they have to cover it. They have to cover the long hair so nobody could see it, but it's very good for a woman to have a long hair, not to shave her head. It's very important because the bracha comes to a woman and it comes mostly from the hair. And that's why they say for a woman should have her hair covered so nobody sees it because there's a bracha coming from it.
Right.
And then no.
That which the Gemara says beracha comes to that which is hidden from eyes.
Right.
So that's why the ladies they need to cover their hair,
right.
But the beracha should come the most.
Exactly. And also, yes, and also the Christianim cannot attach themselves to it, so all the bracha will come. And the same concept also for men growing a beard, long beard, is a similar concept. But for women it's more because, again, a woman is aspect of malchut, because she's female, right? So she gets, the bracha comes from Zerampin to malchut. Malchut comes to the man and goes to the woman, right? The bracha. But if the woman is very senua and covers everything, she's the one that causes all this bracha to come to the family.
Right.
That's what it is. So that's why all the big chachamim they recommend a woman to be senua and cover her head properly, and that's what the family, the people, they cover their hair very well. You see it. There's lots of sorts of brachot.
Right.
Doesn't have to be financial, but you see it. You see a lot of brachot comes to the family.
Right.
Really.
And for a woman not to cut the hair at all?
No, not to shave.
Not to shave the hair.
Right, like a very, very low cut should have some hair, because the hair is a good thing for a woman. Means bracha.
Hair for men is din,
Right.
but for women is rachamim.
Right. The interesting part of it, yes. And then for Nazir, so the question is, so Nazir, we have Nazir, and which is a man, right, a regular man. And we have a regular, then she's a man, but he's Nazir. And then we have other men that they say in order for you to become pure and get elevated spiritually, you should cut your hair short, right? And right now, and that's why the question is, so why is the difference here? And the only way you understand it, if you understand what aspect of the olamot, the world, heavenly world, or Sefirot, these people are related to. So now that we learn that Nazir has the aspect of Rachamim, now we can understand what's going on here. Okay, so here it says.
Yes.
And I think it's sad.
Where is this located? This is Parshat Nazor.
Yeah, Parshat Nazor, right afterward in the
Parshat Nazor in Zohar HaKadosh, yeah.
Yeah, Kuf Chav Zayin Amud Aleph.
Yes.
And in the Matug Dvash, the page is 135.
Yes.
Right? Yes?
Yes, I have it.
Okay, so להבין כיצד מאמור הבא נעתיק מה שכתוב על אריזל בשערי מצוות פרשת קדושים וזושן. So if you want to understand a little bit what's going on here, he's giving an introduction from the Arizal, it's from the Sefer of מצוות פרשת קדושים וזה לא שונו. This is what he says. והנה, ברשת דאריך וברשת דזר וברשת דנובה. So he makes three different categories here. One, we have head of the arich.
Arich and Pin.
Yeah, arich and pin. When we say arich and pin, when we say ratio, you have to know that this is basically spiritual.
Right.
Okay? Because right now it's called Sa'arot. Sa'arot, in the Zohar, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said whenever Alav Shalom, he says that whenever you learn Zohar, you learn about Sefirot, you shouldn't envision anything You should know that it's just basically the neshamot, and a person should not think they're gods. They are basically a person should think this is the Hashem is a neshamot, and this neshamot, the Havash Baruch Hu brought this basically heavenly light to the world. Now we have Arich, right?
These are different levels that we can relate to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Right. And the person, the more higher he gets, he can go higher, but he's gonna say there's a point that the person cannot get after the Chokhmah cannot go over Chokhmah. The person can grasp it.
Right.
There's like Havash Baruch Hu that gives some kind of limitation about the knowledge. So he says if a person wants to do a certain Chakira investigation with Havash Baruch Hu, he could do it, but there's a limit to it. To Malchut. Until Malchut, that's good. Don't go further than that, because a person doesn't have the capability of understanding it, and then it cannot have what we call Hasagah. It can't get to those Hasagahs, those understandings, so there's a limitation to it. So that's what it is. So he says, יש שעורות כנודע, אמנון, שעורות שבראש אריך הם רחמים גמורים. The second line, on basically on Arich, everything is Rachamim, complete Rachamim. There's no din in there, right? And we're talking about the head, okay? On the hair, right? ויודע כי כל שעורות הם סנורות כאין זעפים בנוקבה, וממשיכים הערה בתוך המוח ולמחוץ. And you should know that there's every sephirah, right, has a male and female counterpart. They have to be always. Ali has female counterpart also, right? And from there they come he'ara. He'ara referring to the blessing, basically I think you could say he'ara is light that comes from that part of the entity, spiritual entity from Moach and the Chuz. לכן הנזיר כתוב בגדל פרס הראשו, לפי שהוא בחינת אריך. So because it's Rachamim, right? So he says, please grow your hair. Because it's Rachamim, there's no need. So the more it is, the better it is for him. Because the Bechinat of God, the aspect of God, is Al-Champin.
Right.
So Al-Champin is Rachamim, so the more you have it, the better it is.
Right.
So you have, and that's why Hashem says, make it grow. Okay? That's what it is, right? אבל שעורות השודסה הם בחינת דין, but the Rampin is din, right? So we, most of people that are not Nazir, we have the Se'ar of the Rampin, right? So the more we have it, the more din we have. So that's why we should have get a short haircut, right? So we don't have that much hair on our head.
For the men.
For men, yeah. Because we're talking about men.
To have less judgment.
Less judgment, right. לכן צריך לספר סעודה בסוד ואיש כי ימלא ראשו טהור הוא. So there's a pasuk, it says a man that he make his head bald or shorten his hair, he is become tahor. So that's why it is. It's regarding the man. So you see, this is a big difference between Nazir and the regular Ish.
Right.
Ish Nazir. Ish Nazir, the more hair he has, because he's the aspect of the Champin, the more hair he has, the better it is for him.
Right.
The more bracha for him.
Right.
For the regular Ish, he shouldn't have so much because he's Bechinat of God, this aspect of God, the Champin has din in it.
Right.
It has, besides the Champin, most is kindness. Okay? But it also have a din in it.
Right.
Malchut mostly is a din, but it also has kindness. Rachamim, chesed. It has chesed also.
Right.
So when you do it, you bring that in. So you don't want that. That's why a man should have a short haircut.
Right.
That's the concept. Now he's gonna go further and say Now another thing is there's a difference in Gemara. If you look at Gemara, every time when he wants to explain something, Tashma, come in here, okay?
Right.
Zohar, it says Tachaze.
Right.
And what's the difference? They say Tachaze because Tachaze means can't see. A person could, when he sees something, right? He
It's
can.
more clear, it's more
Yeah,
detailed.
he can grasp faster, like everything becomes more clear. So he says, use it Tachaze for Zohar because once you understand it, right? When you see it and understand it, it becomes very clear to you. So that's why in Zohar, they say when you read Zohar, things become more clear to you.
Right.
So that's why you see in Zohar it says Tachaze
Right.
most of the time. So make it, but then that's why the Chachamim, Mikubalim, they recommend every person should read few pages of Zohar, even they don't understand it.
Right.
Because why? Because they make it clear. Once you start learning Zohar, then you become.
Your neshama gets to a level of clarity
Yes.
which can help you throughout the whole day
Yes.
in your learning and everything.
Right. So yeah, exactly. That's it. You just said right. Right. So he said, "Tachad the chachir ulifna. The chachir ulifna b'siyat Rab Hamnuna. Now, Rab Hamnuna, you should know Rab Hamnuna was the rabbi of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Okay, he learned most of his Torah from Rab Hamnuna, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And he says, look at this book. Kikach למדתי מספר של רב חמנונה סבא, we learned from his book, ואחי הוא. כתיב, כי מה שכתוב, גדל פרס ראשו, Nazir could grow his hair, باید disrupt שיער ראשו ודכנה. כי הנביא צריך לגדל שיער ראשו ודכנה, that he should grow his hair, and not only his head, and also in his face, his beard. כי הוא בחינת עריך, סביבתו הם רחמים גמורים, because he is the aspect of עריך אנפין, right? And he is completely his רחמים גמורים, right?
Right.
ולכן כל מה שיגדל ויתעריך שרו מורה על המשכת התפשטות רחמים. And he said, as long as he's growing his hair, and his hair becomes longer, is bringing the continuation of bringing down the rachamim to him. And one other thing is, there's a concept of kol Yisrael Nezirut, right? When he does it, it's not just only for him. What happens, this is something we will see, if you have a chance today, about the Birkat Kohanim, right? When you do something here in this world, then it causes a lot of heavenly interactions with the Sefirot. And then because of that, eventually after this happens, there's a lot of shefa occurs over there because of what a good action a person does. Then it comes back and the shefa comes to him and comes throughout the whole world.
Right.
Okay?
So wherever there is a master, there is an action, there is a reaction.
Right. So it's going to go and the reaction is...
It's the mirrors in Shamayim. So everything we do here, it causes something above.
Exactly. And then once it happens, then there's a bracha coming from up in Shamayim, and those brachot come back to the person and come to the world. We're going to see, if you have a chance, about the Birkat Kohanim, it talks about it.
Right.
So when a Kohan, he has a special kavanot, what happens to himself, to Shamayim, and to the people that he's blessing. Okay?
Right.
Okay, so לכן כל מה שיגדל ויערך שר מורה על המשכת פשוט מהרחמים להתפרש מיין ושחר וענבים, and he has to, he's obligated to abstain from taking yain, drinking wine or alcoholic beverages, and also grapes, whether it's dry or fresh. Begin the churus, it has malam, which is repetition of what we just said before in the previous page, that they are all from to the side of the Kibbur of the Simon, left side, the side of the Shilon lower din with Mokom al-Hamim. And the person should be, the Nazir has to be very careful that instead of Rachamim, he doesn't causes that the dinim get activated. Okay? ולא תגן שערה ובהם אינם תלויים ומשלשים הסערות, and the Sa'arot, they do not come down, which means, כמה מפורש, דבריו כי יעין אימא אילה. So יעין, so again, is repeating what he said in the last page, כי יעין, refers to Ima Ila'a Ya'in Shehuz Misal Habina who Sheba Shoresh Hadinim. That it has what? All of the dinim. Shoresh Hadinim is Bina, which is
Right.
Ima. And again, we have to just remember, is not all din. It's din and rachamim. But
Right.
the din in Ima is
It's more than
more.
rachamim.
exactly, that's what it is. Right. שחר בסיס הדייהוד לבאה, השחר הוא בצד הגבולות הזה שבו נקדים הלוויים, השחר is about the gevurah of the zah, the zerampin, that's the gevurah of the zerampin, that they are leviim, they are inclined to it. They are inclined to this, they have this tendency of gevurah of the zerampin, okay?
Levim.
Right. Right, keep reading, right? So they have that tendency. So that's a shechar. So that which is gevura. Again, gevura is whenever you say gevura, that's din. Okay, so that's going to be also and with nafkem miyain ilav. You see miyain elyon shehu habina that comes from the yain elyon which is bina below tare sare. Elu selot elyon mushrikin. And on this one, this arot are not supposed to be. They should not have a long hair. That's what we mean by that. Begin ka سلكوا لواء له أتبلغن كشألوا هربين لمكان هذا كما شكلوا بنشوشوا بجبرات ذا باين يعبروا كسر دينهم هاي سخين نبي جلاد كسر شلهم. That's why since the Zohar in the Chumash, remember the part that Moshe Rabbeinu commanded all the Leviim to cut all the hairs all over the body. So he says because at that time they reached to the point that they had a lot of gevurah of the zah, and not only they did on the hair, they did all the body for a time. And he explained it why, because they reached to that part of the gevurah that is not good for the Leviim.
Right.
So that's what it is, right? And it will begin كما that Omar وهأبيرو تعال الكل بالسرام. So what they do, they put a razor, they take a razor and they basically shave all the body from any hair that they had, right? So because why? Because to take away any akhizat dinim. Akhizat dinim means any kind of judgment, harsh judgment that was not supposed to be. Basically, by doing that, you brought rachamim to the because they have the tendency of the kibura, right? Which is, in one way it's very good, but again there has to be a balance here. Memshach devarav v'amar ki anabim ema tata. Now, anabim, right? Hem ba'im b'tachtana shehu malchut. Now when he said ima ilyona tachtana, right? Ila'a means ima means mother, right? But it's referring to when you use this lashon. Ima Elyona, Ima Tachtana. So person should know that Elyona is taken on Bina. Ima Tachtana is referring to Malchut. Okay? Elyona, Ima Elyona, Ima Tachtana. Right? Shem ba Ima Tachtana, Shehu Malchut, the Kanish, Yain B'Shechal Ikaver. Shehu Ma'asefet Shefa HaYain Shehu Dinim Shebebina. That it gathers all the bracha of the Yain, that they are basically dinim, the big bina, which means whatever that was in bina, that was all the dinim, now malchut gathers it. Malchut, which is lower olam. And he also gathers the shefa of the shechar that was mentioned before, right? If that of the side which is that comes to it, and he gathers everything. ועל דה התפרט מכל ספר שמאל. Again, הנועזים נפרד מכל אלו הספרים של שמאל. So from here, when he does that, he is basically abstaining himself from all these sefirot that are on the left side. Okay?
Right.
Which means the left side basically is from din. ולא התעזב עובדה דינכון לגביהם, כדי שלא להראות את המעשה דינים שלהם אצלו, that he didn't So I don't want those gevurot, those dinim, be reflecting upon him, because it is completely bichinat aspect of arich, right? Arich ampin. The fish who bichinat arich who tachlit rachamim. That his purpose, his whole purpose, is to give rachamim. So he has to. So this basically is just basically repeating it. We just said before, just repeating itself. So
we're saying that Levim only they represent Rahamim.
Not Levim. It's talking about Nazir.
Right now we spoke about Levim. Now
Yeah,
we're
Levim.
talking about Nazir. Nazir also has to represent Rahamim.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because it's arich. So he has to be completely abstaining himself from all of the things that are on the left side, which is going to be malchut. It has to be Gevrod Zah, and also Bina or Ima, which is Ima Ila'a, Ima Tata'a, Gevora.
Right.
It has to cover all of these things. But the heart, so that's basically that's the whole concept.
Right.
That's why they have to be careful. And then, whereas regarding Kohanim, we said that they shouldn't have Shechar and Yain, the whole reason that they shouldn't have done it had nothing to do with being in the aspect of Arich and Pin. The whole thing was because they were Kohanim, they had to over who they couldn't be lightheaded or shikur or intoxicated.
Right.
That was the only reason. But here, for Nazir, that has a different purpose altogether.
Right.
You follow? And if you read it at the Peshat, it's just the person doesn't digest what's going on. But when you hear, you say, I see now, because it's pain, it has to be abstaining from being on this dinim. Who has the dinim? He has Ima Ila'a, Ima Tata'a, and Gevor Zerampin. He has to abstain from it. If he does it, there's going to be a problem.
Right.
That's why I was says, don't even have grape, don't have even peel off the grape, don't have nothing to do with grape whatsoever.
Right.
That's what it basically is. Okay? Now we go further. ومن که اندابیم دا اندابیم که هیلو هینو منخود لو تال سر دیگنا این حسارات مشلاشیم اروخیم با هم. So when he says مشلاشیم اروخیم با هم, means a person should not grow long hair. Because اندابیم again is referring to what? Referring to manchut, right? So he shouldn't have any, and manchut is what is din. And din, don't grow hair. When you have din, don't grow hair because you're gonna have problem, right? كده شلویت با دینیم کاشیم بوده. That you shouldn't activate or arouse dinim, right? Harsh justice is judgment to the person. دها نقوه با این سفر سهرا که ها ایشا سریخان لسپر سارا گفا شکر به من میداتا. Now it goes to the woman. He says a woman, right, when she's nida, right, when she had a hefsek tahara, right, you know, a woman, as you want to explain it, a woman usually when she's nida, after she comes out of the nida, she has to count 7 days of purity, and before she goes to mikveh, she has to shave all of the hairs that she has on her body, not on her hair, on her body, right? כי האישה צריכה לספר שערות גופה שכתבה במדידתה, right? כד עטר להזדנגה בדוכרה, כשהיה בעל יחד עם הזכר, כדי יחד עמו במידת הרחמים. So what's according to, they have a sword and they have peshat. Peshat is they have to do it, right? I think Ashkenazim are to make it, but Sephardim, as far as I know, women are supposed to shave all over, right? No hair on the body, on the hair they could have it, but on the body they shouldn't have no hair, nowhere in there. Ashkenazim, I think I heard that I was reading the book of Aaron Zakai, It says Ashkenazim are more on this, they don't have shave everywhere. So it says, why do they shave, right? Because these are dinim that come from the on the body, they come from Yamei Nida. On the body, they have to shave it off because they are din. That's why they have to do that. Zohar.
They will attain Rachamim after.
Yes, once it's like a Levi'im. Levi'im that when they had when they had dinim on them, the Hakadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu to tell the Levi'im to shave all the hair on the body.
Right.
It's the same concept here for women.
Right.
After Shiva Yomini came. So
Right.
when days of purity, then they have to do it. Why? Because this brings Rachamim, and then when they cohabit with the husband, right? It's also bracha comes through it.
Right.
Because there's no din in the middle.
Right.
That's what it is. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. I said, וגם הסרה ראשה, so now, כדי לחיימה במידת רחמים, וגם סרה ראשה שגדולה במדידתה, צריכה לגזול לפני תפילתה. Now, and even those extra hair that she grew on the time of Pekim Nida, should cut it, right? Now, there's a machloket here. Because Harav Frisch the Sal, so I should tell. So because we are learning his book, I asked Rabbi Tani, I couldn't show Harav Frisch the Sal, which is Rabbi Frisch the Vash. He says that the women should cut their hair all the way.
Right.
And Harav, I asked Rabbi Tani one time.
Not the head.
Head, they say, yeah.
Even the head.
Yeah,
When? At what point?
They say many of the Hasidic women,
Yes.
they shave their head all the way,
Yes.
right?
The Satmar, New Square.
Satmars.
Satmar, New Square.
Yes, yeah, they do it. So there's a machloket here because I quoted to them. He's saying it here that during nida, a woman should cut her hair, right? When the hair that grew during time of nida for the hair. That I have to double check how extensive he has to do it, but I know one part of it is I asked Harav Tani one time about this.
Okay.
He says Shaita can, and he said Harav what's the name of? One of the big Kabbalah Rabbanim, he says that this is not right. But they do it. It's not proper. A woman should always have hair. And it says
On the head.
on the head.
Yeah.
Because it says if they have it completely shaved, especially says regarding Shindaledim do those kind of things, right?
Right.
But the regular Sephardic woman or Ashkenazic woman, right? They should have some hair on the hair, right?
Right.
That's what it is basically. So here it says before they should cut it, right? So we don't. Rachen and Soroteha Aluchim. So he said the hair should not be so long.
Right.
Now, I think this is we have to ask this part because that's why I brought it up. According to Sephardim, I think, or Mekubalim, this not applicable. This part of it for the woman to cut her hair before they go to Tefillah.
Do Sephardic women don't cut the hair at all?
They do, but here it says
The body hair, not the head, unless
some have a minhag to never cut the hair in the head, yeah?
that I didn't hear. They do cut.
They do cut.
Yeah, they cut.
They do cut, especially if the hair of the head is not combable.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So they need to cut it to prevent chasisa.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and also they don't want to get lice in their hair, something. And the issue, the person don't cut their hair because they're going to have a problem with their hair.
Right.
They have to maintain it. It's very difficult to maintain
Right.
healthy hair if it's too long.
Right.
And also chasisa.